Welcome to another game testing video for our Ryzen 4500U. This is Titanfall 2 on our Lenovo Ideapad 5 we've been testing here on the channel with the 512GB SSD, 8 gigs of RAM. We're going to do 720p and 1080p today using the game's default or recommended settings. The only thing I'm really going to change is the resolution and the unlock frame rate and turn off VSync for this particular test. But other than that, it will be running on the default settings, which don't happen to be all low. They're actually mostly high, and the game runs really well. You could tweak these settings a lot, but let's go ahead and check it out. So here is our 720p setup, full screen, and you can see here where I've disabled VSync. I have 144 on the adaptive resolution to allow it to go all the way up. It's got a lot of high going on over here, and we're ready to go. So 720p default or recommended settings other than those slight changes, and you're going to see this game runs really well. I do prefer it in 1080p. It still has a great frame rate that way, but yeah, the game runs really well. You could tweak these settings. You could run it with even more graphics. You could turn on some ambient occlusion. You could do some different things, especially at 720p if you wanted to, and almost really the same thing with 1080p because it runs really well also. No matter what resolution, no matter what settings I tried on this game, even though the frame rate would vary, the experience stayed very smooth. So no issues with this, and as always, we are running on our extreme performance setting, and I am plugged in. It doesn't necessarily make a big difference being plugged in with this laptop, as past tests have shown, but every single game test I do is plugged in, extreme cooling, and only using one monitor, being our external monitor or our capture card. If you try to capture a game while you've got the laptop monitor on, it really affects the results that you get, because you can only really run one monitor at a time off of this laptop if you're gaming. If you're doing some regular web browsing or some presentations or something else, you don't have to. It doesn't take that much power. It's fine. But if you're gaming, you're not going to run two monitors, and you shouldn't test that way. So some of you have asked me about why some of the testing on different channels looks different, and from what I can tell, just to reiterate on that a little bit, is it seems like people are running the capture card and the onboard laptop monitor, and that's affecting the test. That's just my guess, but I'm not sure. But anyway, this game runs fantastic. Check out the rest of the 720p gameplay, and when we get over to 1080p, I will jump back in here with you guys.
Listen up, team. The harvester shields are absorbing damage. Put an end to it. The harvester shield is back up. We've got a pilot down.
Titan's attacking. Enemy Titan destroyed. A friendly pilot has ejected. Flame core.
You got ARC Titans down there. Lots of them. Just keep them away from the harvester. We've got multiple pilots down. Stick together out there. Reinforcements are inbound, team.
Friendly Titan attacking your target. Warning. Multiple threats attacking.
The harvester shields are gonna drop if they keep taking damage. Give it some cover. The harvester shields are about to go down. Protect it. Team, protect the harvester while the shield recharges.
Threat level has increased. Thermite launcher ready. Enemy Titan eliminated. Friendly pilot on board. Enemy Titan eliminated.
Alright, so that's going to do it for our 720p here on Titanfall 2. Let's jump over into 1080p. So the only change we're making here is the resolution going to 1080p. Everything else here stays exactly the same. So same thing here. We're going to get into a match. We'll do a little bit of running around in round 1. We'll switch over in our Titan and run around for round 2, and that'll give you a good idea of how this game runs at 1080p. It runs fantastic. This game runs great. Honestly, I absolutely love this game. I Didn't get to play it as much on PC as I did Xbox. The first Titanfall I also loved as well, but I did think this one was a bit better, and I think this game, unfortunately, for whatever reason, was probably, in my opinion, one of the biggest underrated multiplayer FPS games. I really always enjoyed Titanfall, especially Titanfall 2, and even though the campaign is short in this game, it's really good as well. It's like 5 or 6 hours, but so is Modern Warfare, so both good campaigns. But anyway, go ahead, check out this 1080p gameplay. We're going to get into some good battles with the Titans and whatnot, and you'll get a good idea of how this game also runs at 1080p, and I'll jump back in with you guys as always when we get towards the end of the video.
Titan is ready. All ready. Stand by for Titanfall. Nice work out there. Here are some credits. Use them to build up some defenses. Make yourself a little more badass. Reapers inbound. Keep your distance. Take them out. Recharging. Don't let the remnant fleet damage it. The harvester shield is taking some hits. Give it some cover. Shield's back up to 100%. Harvester shields are dropping. Pilots, we've got to clear the enemies out. You can do it. Protect that harvester.
Alright, so we are coming up on the end of the video here. I hope this gave you a good idea how Titanfall 2 will run on a Ryzen 4500U. Runs really, really good. So if you haven't already, think about subscribing to the channel, ring the notification bell, give a thumbs up, leave me your comment below. All that stuff goes a long way to help the channel, and I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.